Over the past year, I've taken over 1,000 sales calls, selling my own offers, selling offers for other entrepreneurs. Just last month, I even sold $30,000 in revenue for a creator that I partner with, let alone just myself. And in this video, I'm going to give you the top 5 lessons from 1,000 sales calls that I've taken. Whether you're a business owner, a creator, or just an entrepreneur that's looking to level up your sales, and you just want some tips that's going to help you. This isn't going to be a mastermind, but it is going to be tips that can save you money and make you money just by watching this one simple video. It'll probably be done around 10 to 15 minutes if you can just give your undivided attention. So for number 1, it's going to be sale detachment. I wrote it this way just so you can't just kind of screenshot it and just run with it. I'm going to need to explain it for you to understand. And each example, I'm going to give you a story of what that means. So sale detachment is really just commission breath. And I know if I would have started with that, you probably just would have swiped off, because it's bigger than not being able to, like, hey, how are you? I'm trying to sell. No, it's bigger than that. What you need to focus on with sale detachment is being able to show the person that you're not in it for yourself, but you're in it for them, and really care about getting the result for the person that you're helping. There's a lot of times as an entrepreneur or a creator, when you need the money, you start to feel like, if this sale doesn't happen, then I kind of just wasted my time, which isn't true. Just like if you're a content creator, if you post a video that doesn't go viral, you know that it's part of the reps, it's part of the numbers. Same thing in sales. As a business owner, when someone comes in and they don't buy, well, it's still part of the numbers. You don't necessarily get upset at that. You just got to keep pushing. So with sale detachment, you need to understand that it's a numbers game. And even if you had to make a sale by the end of the day, if this one person doesn't buy, they're just part of your numbers. You just need to get to that 10%. Like, one of these 10 people will buy. It doesn't have to be you, but I know one of the next 10 people I speak to will buy. Depending on your numbers, could be 20, could be 30, could be even 60%. I've been able to triple my close rate in less than a month, as well as boosting my show up rate to be able to give you, better chance of showing. We'll get into that later. But with sale detachment, what you want to really focus on is exploring the pain and problems that the person has enough to where you feel bad that if they left this call without your solution, you will be doing them a disservice. Being able to obsess over someone else's problems and to deliver how you can solve it to them in such a way to where it doesn't just sound nice, but they can see themselves going through the transformation. This is sale detachment, and if you can obsess over this, you'll definitely save yourself thousands of dollars. I remember being on a sales call a long time ago. This is for my old solar company that I started, one of the first businesses that I actually ever started. And I was on a call, and the lady was telling me the price was too high. I didn't even understand objections at this time. I didn't know how to handle the price is too high objections. So what I did is try to lower the price by saying, well, I can do it for 600. And then she was like, well, I'm not sure. Well, I can do it for 500. Well, now I'll just have to get back to you later. I call her back a week later to check in on things. Guess what she says? Oh yeah, we decided to go with someone else. I said, in my heart is shocked. I'm like, I want to punch her through the phone, but I can't. So I'm just like trying to learn from the situation. And I say, well, if you don't mind me asking, well, what exactly did you end up paying and what did you pay for? She's like, oh, I just got a regular panel cleaning. And it was $800. I was like, I was offering it for $750. What made you go with them? Oh, I don't know. She got sold better. She got sold better by a better salesman from someone else who understood that price wasn't the problem, value was. And I didn't see that back then. Price is only a problem when value is absent. And when you're focused so much on the sale, you can't detach from what you see. And the problem is so obvious that if you can just tell them about how big this problem actually is instead of focusing on the money that you'll be receiving for the sale, that's what makes this, turn into an easy sale. Like, where it's like, oh, well, this person, I don't even have to sell them because they're already sold. They just needed me to understand their problems. Moving on to number 2, low ticket versus high ticket. When I tell you right now, it is easier to sell something for $5,000 than it is to sell something for $50. I've sold thousands and thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, over 6 figures now in sales. And I can tell you personally, after selling like this, there's low ticket versus high ticket. There's no comparison. The high ticket person is easier to deal with. They pay easier. They get more results. they stay for a long time. The people that have paid $5,000 are still in our ecosystem and are still in our program, paying, getting the results that they desire, and leveling up and letting others know, and also giving back too. Your best clients will also give back to you. So it's okay to kind of charge your first few clients a lower price, just on a side note, just because they will give back to you sometimes more than what you can give for them at the beginning stages. And when I tell you these low ticket clients want the most but want to pay the least, and it's because if you have someone with a $100 bank account and they're giving you $50 a month, unfortunately that's 50% of their, sometimes their net worth. So giving you 50% of their net worth is a lot compared to someone who has 37,000. One of my buddies last week, he just paid me a few $1,000s and he didn't feel it because he just spent 50K on taxes. While other people are complaining, oh, I only got $700 back. I only got $600 back. And I told him, I was like, hey, you're in the wrong world. You should be, complaining about how much you had to give versus how much you received. That's how you know which bracket that you're in. Another side note, but low ticket versus high ticket, there's no comparison. Would you rather have 100 clients for $50 a month that you can kind of give attention to, but not too much because there's 100 of them? Or would you rather have one client for $5,000 per month and you can do so much more for this person and you have to get them the same result, but what can you do more for the person that is paying $5,000 per month? I used to weigh 300 pounds. I lost 100 pounds. And I'm telling you, after losing the 100 pounds, I was able to go through a process that easily would have been worth $5,000 a month if I was already a millionaire at the time that I was losing it. And for someone else, if they would have came to me when I was 16 years old, I wouldn't even have $50 for them because I didn't see the value of not only losing weight, but the outcome that it provided for me, the women that I was able to meet because of the stature that I am now, such as my wife today, the conversations that I have with certain alpha men that respect me more because I'm in shape, the fights that I haven't gotten into because people see me as someone who can carry themselves well. And usually you don't get attacked as a like someone's not going to threaten you if they feel like you're going to be a challenge. Usually kidnappers attack people that will be an easy target. I luckily, had a good sports career because I lost the weight and things like that. But that is worth more at the end because I'm able to see it. But at the time, it may not have been worth that, especially for the type of person that I was back then. Me now, I can obviously see that health is easily worth $1,000 a month, $2,000 per month, even $5,000 per month, depending on what you make and how much it is worth to you and what you're getting. So you just got to find the right type of person and be able to sell them on something that is worth more. It is easier to make more people more money or help them save money or help them at a higher level than it is to kind of help a bunch of people a little bit. You'd rather help a few people a lot than a bunch of people a little bit. And you can start by just doing one a day. You start changing one life a day. Eventually you've changed 1,000 to 1,000,000 lives. Number 3 is going to be inputs equals income. I don't know how many times I've had to repeat this to myself, especially after going through certain trials and tribulations, like I was mentioning with my other solar company. I remember I used to pass out flyers and jobs will come like a month later or 2 weeks later. I would get calls weeks later and I would get upset, but I was passing out like maybe 100 flyers a week. Found out that there's companies that pass out 50,000 flyers a month. So they're doing 50 times what I'm doing and I'm complaining. And shoot, 50 times, I think that's only, like 5,000. I think they're doing like 500x what I'm doing and I'm complaining. So I want to be able to control my income. I need to control the inputs. If I was to put 100 flyers out a day, 100 flyers out an hour, 100 flyers out in a minute, that will control how fast that I'm getting that sale back. Same thing with ads and advertising. I'm recording this video right now, cloning myself. So eventually the version of me that is walking around on a Tuesday gets a book call from someone from this video that I did a while ago, and it correlates. And that's because of the inputs that I'm doing. And because I'm doing this input of recording a YouTube video, it's going to relate to maybe a sales call eventually. And in that sales call, I can deliver the problem and deliver the solution by understanding the problems that someone's having and clearly make income from the input that I did a while back. And especially as an entrepreneur, we get paid off of profits, not off of, like per hour or salary or things like that. We get paid per profit, like how much profit can you create? So for me, I would love to create more YouTube videos and create more chances for someone to see me. So I do daily right now at the current time to give someone more chances to see my stuff. The more inputs equals more income. Let's do more. Moving on to Sell or Be Sold. This is a book that I actually read by Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone right here, Sell or Be Sold. Whether you're a salesperson, sales manager, an entrepreneur, Sell or Be Sold is your guide to effectively selling yourself, your products, and your ideas to anyone. I can tell you after reading this book, the best idea that I've gotten was to be able to understand you can only sell to the degree that you're sold yourself. And I truthfully never sell products now that doesn't correlate with the type of person that I am. So for this one YouTube creator that I partner with, he has over 1 million subscribers, over 5 monetized channels. His name's Avery B. And he has a great program, a great system. He's been doing YouTube for over a decade. And I see his system actually works. And I see that people who follow his process actually work. So I partner with him and I teach the business side to the YouTubers and creators to help them understand the monetization side of building a business and not just depending on AdSense. And these people get the result. So I don't mind selling. I don't mind seeing. I actually follow his process and systems as if I'm a student. I actually paid him for around 9 months because I wanted to get the transaction and transformation. You know, without any transaction, there's no transformation. And usually there's a small one because the more you pay, the more you pay attention. So I was paying, even though I could have got the information for free for like 9 months, just so I could be a student of the game and learn how to grow my YouTube channel. I've grown multiple YouTube channels, and I'm finally choosing to stick with this wealth one. I've grown a fitness channel and got hundreds of thousands of views there. I've gotten hundreds of thousands of views on TikTok. I've been able to get 500 subscribers in a month from a religious channel that I tried out. I've done different things, and I've finally, of course, gotten over the shiny object syndrome stage as an entrepreneur to where I can say, okay, this is what I'm good at. This is what I'm sticking to. But the point is, his process works, so I don't mind selling it. Find a system and find a process that you don't mind selling, because if you don't believe in your product, you will not sell it well. And that's just completely honest. If you know someone's backdooring other people, meaning in simple terms, like they're getting over on them, you don't want to sell that thing because you're like, I don't know, like, why would I want to sell someone to be hurt? Like, imagine selling life insurance and you found out that the policy never pays the companies out. How comfortable would you feel selling those products or services? And then imagine you found out someone got 2 to 3 times more than they thought that they were getting. They were able to do the funeral and the burial, and they became actually a better person because of this event versus the other way around where someone was crying and they were on the GoFundMe situation because the life insurance company lied, which happens. Number 5, the reason why I blocked this out is because I wanted to make sure that no one skipped ahead and this is my favorite one. If you've stayed to the end, I'm going to tell you right now that you're definitely the type of person that I would love to work with. And if you want me to kind of look over your business and see where you're at, and if you're a creator or a business owner who's trying to scale your business online, click the link down below and book a call with me personally, and we'll have a free strategy call where we can go over where you're at and where you want to go and how we can possibly help you get there. So for the last one, the magic of thinking big. The Magic of Thinking Big. That is a book that I'm also reading right now. And it talks about leveling up your mind to believe that you are the type of person. A guy walks into the room and he shows his best salesman off. He asks everyone in the market, he says, what is the difference between, let's say, Johnny and all of you? People start throwing answers out there. Johnny's smarter. Nope, I checked the scores. Johnny's not smarter. Johnny has a bigger family. Nope, some of you guys have bigger families than Johnny. Johnny's works harder. Actually, Johnny takes more time off than all of you. And people start naming things and they finally nail it down to maybe a few things, but they don't get the answer. The true answer was the fact that Johnny thought 5 times bigger. His thought process was bigger. So for me, as an entrepreneur, as a 24-year-old entrepreneur that's been doing this for a while, and I see people on my phone, on my app that make $640,000 per month, it gives me the belief that they're not 640 times smarter than me, especially because they're only a few years ahead of me. So I believe right now that I can make $250,000 this month. So when I was able to make $30,000 last month in revenue for one of my clients, I think, how can I do that for 10 other clients and make $300,000 in revenue and be able to bring home a good amount of profit? And that's what happens when you have the magic of thinking big. But if you have a small mind, you're not going to be able to produce the amount of thoughts and insights that you need and even take the right steps in order to kind of give yourself the best shot. The magic you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding, but it's also in the way that you're thinking. The magic that you're looking for is also in the way that you're thinking. If you're not thinking big enough, unfortunately, you won't get the goals that you desire or the goals that you're looking for. I hope this video helped you. Remember, it's levels to wealth, it's levels to business. Hope to see you in the next one. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.